Welcome back, everyone, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to P.O.D, Youth of the Nation. Now, it's interesting, because the name P.O.D is familiar to me. I feel like I might have heard, at least one thing by them before. Are they like a Christian rock group? I think they perhaps are. Maybe they're Jewish. I don't know. Alright, hi, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Daniel, also Deathstroke9. I react to music. And, yeah, this has been requested. I think it was one person who requested it, but they requested it a bunch of times, and I think I said I'd get to it, and then I never did, so, no better time like the present. So, yeah. P.O.D. That name is really familiar to me. Is there a song, like, called... What's it called? What is that song called? Here comes the boom, how you like me now, na, 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 na. Yeah, they're like a metal band, right? So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. Sounds interesting. Youth of the Nation. I wonder if it's political or, you know, something like that. So, yeah, I see that there's like a video and non-video. Let's just go with the video. All right. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I probably should have prepared better for this. I just kind of transitioned right into the next video. So, been doing a lot tonight. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you enjoy analysis-style reaction videos or just reaction videos in general. And let me know what else by P.O.D you'd like me to react to if you enjoy them. Link's going to be in the description. And yeah, I'm excited to check this out. I've got the lyrics pulled up in a separate tab. Let's do this. Youth of the Nation by P.O.D. I wonder what P.O.D. stands for. 3, 2, 1. Oh, listen to those drums. Reminds me of like nu metal a little bit. Yeah, they definitely look nu metal.
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish I would've known, cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest.
Oh God.
Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, the white environment.
So it's a school shooting.
Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are the youth of the nation.
Sorry, gotta pause it at least once. And when I've got a video, I can't really check the lyrics like I normally do. So I want to go over what he said. What I just heard is that he said it was the last day of the rest of his life. He wanted to say goodbye to his mom and dad, and he didn't know what was going to happen, and then he got killed. Let's see. Wow. And that chorus, it's just we are the youth of the nation. It's like an anthem almost. A very depressing anthem. Okay. Last day of the rest of my life. I wish I would have known, because I would have kissed my mom goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her or how much I cared, or thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school, so it's just this monotony. But who knew this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking a test, I took 2 to the chest. Wow. We haven't listened to much music like this on the channel, but I still do. I used to listen to a lot of music like this. Wow. Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. All right, call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except for gun blasts. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I sit by him in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are, we are. All right, so it's kind of... I'm not sure I love that. He said maybe this kid was reaching out for love. You think that's what the families who were affected by, like, Sandy Hook or Columbine think? They're just like, oh, maybe this kid was reaching out for love. Yeah, no? Yes, sure. Maybe it is a case of bad, very, very bad parenting or horrible influences in their lives. But they still made a decision. And yeah. Not entirely sure I agree with that. But the rest of it, like the rest of it's from the perspective of the person who... So both people are youth of the nation. Where are these people? Is the nation America? Is that specifically what it is? Who knows? All right. We'll come back to these lyrics. Let's keep going. So far, though, I really like the song. It's really cool. Kind of deep. Very shocking, I guess you could say. And, yeah, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1, P.O.D, Youth of the Nation.
Youth of the nation, we are, we are. The youth of the nation, we are, we are.
Oh, so it's a bunch of images of, like, kids who died in the background.
She was given the world with every chance to excel. Hang with the boys and hear the stories they tell. She
What?
might act kind of proud, but no respect for herself. She finds love in all the wrong places. The same situations, just different faces. Changed up her pace since her daddy left her. Too bad he never told her she deserved much better.
Wow, they're just cutting right
He always
through.
played the fool. He broke all the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really one of the guys. No matter how hard he tried, up the thought of suicide. It's kind of hard when you ain't got no friends.
I just
You
got
put his life
chills.
to an end, they might remember him then. You cross the line and there's no turning back. Told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat. We are, we are. The youth of the nation. We are, we are. Youth of the nation.
He told the world how he felt with the sound of a gag.
The youth of the nation. We are, we are. Youth of the nation.
Yeah, again, don't know if I agree with that, but whatever. That's cool. Turn that up. I feel like that's all on one string. This would probably be an easy song to play on guitar. But that bass and those drums really drive it.
Who's to blame for the life the tragedies claim? No matter what you say, it don't take away the pain that I
Yeah.
feel inside. I'm tired of all the lies. Don't nobody know why. It's the blind leading the blind.
Oh.
Guess that's the way that the story goes. Will it ever make sense? Somebody's gotta know. There's gotta be more to life than this. There's gotta be more to everything I thought exists.
We are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are
Bring the bass back in.
the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. Youth of the nation.
Alrighty. All of those pictures of people who have died behind them. Okay. First of all, look at that guy. Like, the entire video, he was like, had his head in his hands, kind of, and shaking his head like, can't take it anymore. So first of all, I'm going to say I do not entirely agree with every sentiment expressed by this song. Mainly, so we had, talking about a school shooter and saying maybe he was reaching out for love. And then we had a suicide where he said he's telling the world how he feels. But I don't think he's necessarily sympathizing with those characters. It sounds more along the lines of he's cutting through to the motivation behind it, like the thought process behind it, which he did this entire song. Whoever wrote these lyrics, they didn't hold anything back. They just said everything. Wow. All right. Let's take a look at where were we? It's a good song. All right. Yeah, this part. Little Susie, she was only 12. She was given the world with every chance to excel. Hang with the boys, hear the stories they tell. She might act kind of proud, but has no respect for herself. She finds love in all of the wrong places. The same situations, just different faces. Changed up her pace since her daddy left her. Too bad he never told her she deserves much better. Yep. So whoever wrote these lyrics is finding the motivations behind the things. All these problems that are being caused, you know? So he's looking at the people that everyone else judges. Okay, so he looks at the school shooter. He looks at I'm assuming this is mentioning finding love in all the wrong places. Would that be a prostitute? People judge prostitution in general, right? I maybe not always. I know that there are, don't be judgmental toward other people. That's kind of what I'm getting from the song. You don't know where they've been. You don't know what incited anything. Again, though, a school shooter, seriously. All right, so then Johnny Boy always played the fool. He broke all the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really one of the guys. No matter how hard he tried, often thought of suicide. It's kind of hard when you don't have any friends. So he's looking at everyone else who is constantly interacting with other people. He's constantly trying to goof off to just get someone to be friends with him. Then finally, he says he put his life to an end. They might remember him then. You cross the line, there's no turning back, told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat. Who's to blame for the lives that tragedies claim? No matter what you say, it doesn't take away the pain that I feel inside. I'm tired of all the lies. So he says, don't nobody know why, but it's doesn't anybody know why? It's the blind leading the blind. I guess that's the way that the story goes. Will it ever make sense? I highly doubt anyone on this earth knows, but there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more to everything I thought exists. We are the youth of the nation. Wow. There's almost nothing to dissect there. That's so on the nose and wow. Okay. All right. This song was inspired by the March 5th, 2001 shootings at Santana High School in Santee, California, where a 15-year-old Charles Williams walked into school with his father's gun and fired 30 shots. Why? Just wondering, guys. And this happens all the time. You go to look at something about a school shooting related topic. They always say the freaking name of the person who committed the crime. Okay? So it says Charles Williams walked into school. They don't say the father's name with his father's gun. Probably the person who's to blame, who knows, and fired 30 shots, killing... Who did it kill? Are we going to honor the people who fell? No, we're not. We're just going to say killing 2 students, wounding 13 others. I'm not trying to take a shot at songfacts.com, but all journalism in general that reports on stuff like this, oh my freaking goodness, it's so annoying. It's worse than annoying. It's despicable that they're not going to put the names of the people who died, and they're going to leave in the name of the criminal because of sensationalism. So, killed 2 students, wounded 13 others. The shooting was remarkably close to where P.O.D. was working that day and inspired the song. In our interview with lead singer Sonny Sandoval, he said, "When we were actually writing the record for Satellite, we were 2 blocks away from the high school shootings. We had taken a break and went out for some coffee, and we see all the fire trucks and the police department and the helicopters in the news, and we're like, something's going on. We turn on the TV, and all of a sudden there's a young kid who has trapped everyone inside a school, and he's shooting. Here we are, glued to the TV, and it's literally 2 blocks away." Well, yeah. All this is going down, and here we were supposed to write music. It just kind of set the tone for how we felt that day. On April 20th, yep. Okay. Thank you for not saying the names that time. Yes, I know, the Columbine school shooting. P.O.D. stands for Payable on Death. But that's a reflection of their Christian beliefs. Okay, that's pretty cool. Not a call for violence, all right? The band spends a lot of time working with young people and trying to represent them in their music. Definitely got that. They told us we had always been a touring band, and we toured through Colorado even when Columbine had happened. And we had an awesome underground following, even of kids in Colorado. So when we toured through Colorado, some of the kids that survived the Columbine shootings put on a fundraiser. So we've always kind of been involved with that. We're hanging out with young kids. We're talking with kids. And that was one of the things that was going on when we were touring so many years ago. It has always been something that was on our shoulders. And then when this happened, it was like, wow, what's going on with these kids? And it was like, here it is. These are the youth of the nation. And it just sparked the whole story. It's always been a topic on tour. I didn't want to say it inspired us, but it gave us the motivation to write something. When we were writing the record, we wanted to be secluded, so we went to the studio. One day we were on our way to practice. We saw all these cops. All right, so they just repeat. We're watching the TV thinking, man, this is a mess. I'm the only one that doesn't have kids, but everyone was like, dude, that could have been my kids in there, or that could have been my sister. Parts of the song was recorded very quickly after the shootings. He explained in his Song Facts interview, we had the title and we had the music. It was just this very drone-like echo of this guitar, and that's just how we felt. Here we were having conversation, and the title Youth of the Nation came up. Then we kind of hummed out some ideas of the chorus, but the lyrics for the verses weren't written until we'd actually got into the studio and started to write out tracks. But I knew I was going to be telling the story of what we experienced and what happened. It's more this story of certain individuals, or just this kid who feels like he's lost in the world. Well, more than one character was in this. Alright, Paul Fedor directed the video, which follows a young man on a cross-country journey where he brings other young folks into the fold. In the band scenes, the walls... It says the balls, okay. The walls are covered with enlarged yearbook photos, some of them distorted. The video has a positive vibe with the youth of the nation coming together. Other directors pitched much darker storylines. Truly deep song. I'm one of the kids who survived the shooting. Thank you for the song. Our school is and always will be grateful. I was a student there when it all went down. I'm still not over it. I would kill him if I ever saw him. Chaos doesn't solve anything except tears, death, and Wait, doesn't solve one... That's... Okay, never mind. This person doesn't know how to write a comment. Chaos doesn't solve anything except tears, death, and unhappiness. I don't think that's what you meant to say. Alright, that was Payable Upon Death, or Payable of Death, or On Death, whatever. Youth of the Nation. This video went on longer than I wanted it to, mainly because we went off on a tangent topic, I guess you could say. And the song, I guess, is trying to say there are inherent problems with the way that we are educating, and the way that we are parenting, and the way that we are raising children in America right now. There was in 2001, there likely still is today. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. So we have school shooters, school shooters who never had any love in their lives, and so they want other people to notice them, or they just hate everybody else. And it's, all this stuff is put onto them. All this stuff culminates, and they let it, and they have all these very negative, they let their mind go. And as the Bible says, your thoughts lead to your hands, right? Little girl in school whose father left her, then she's hanging out with the boys, finding love in all the wrong places. It says only 12, okay? Finding love in all the wrong places, same situations, just different faces. Then we have the last kid, whose name I don't think these are actual names of actual people, but the next person who was who didn't have friends, didn't have people interacting with him, and wanted what other people have, was jealous of other people, just felt bad about himself in general, and eventually killed himself. And then finally he says, who's to blame for all this? Because if you look farther back, you see, all right, it's the parents. Then you look farther back, who influenced the parents? Look farther back, what are these events that led up to these horrible tragedies happening? How can we go about saving the minds of kids like me, like everybody else growing up in my generation, the generation right before mine, right? It's insane. All right. The video's gotten a bit ranty, so I'm just going to cut it off here. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you to the person who requested this. Very, very, very powerful song. Wow. Yeah, there was a lot to unpack in that song. All right. That's about it. Deathstroke 9 out. That was P.O.D, Youth of the Nation. Again, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out some of the other videos. They're not all as dark in tone as this one is. And yeah, if anyone watching this, I know the vast majority of people who watch my videos are a little bit older, but if anyone's watching this who is younger, there are multiple ways you can contact me if you ever need someone to talk to. There's all different types of people you can go to get help if you're ever in a situation where you're mentally unstable, or you're having a problem, or you need help, all right? You need love, whatever. Don't hesitate, okay? Killing yourself only hurts everybody else, doesn't achieve anything for you. Attacking other people is never going to help anybody, ever, okay? You are not God. You do not have control over who lives and dies. You do have control over your own actions. And hopefully you can make the correct decision. And again, get help if you need help. All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Deathstroke 9 out.